Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good evening. Today at this lecture, I will start from chapter 2 at Yunus Emre source. At first, let's do simple review. Let's do review how we can convert the singular to plural by put lar or ler. That's depend on the tone of these words. For example, this important rule, we will follow it at all this part. For example, here, we will dealing with these few words by put lar because all of these words have the same tone, the heavy tone, the heavy letters, like at will be atlar, balıklar, yollar. At first, at that means horse will be horses, balıklar, fishes, yollar, ways, okullar, schools, kalemler, pencils, sınıflar, classes. We will follow this tone. When we see these few words at any word, when we want to convert singular to plural, we will directly put lar. Here at this part, directly we will put ler. When we're dealing with the light words, light vowel words, we will put ler, like utuler, that's mean irons, kalemler, pencils, injekler, cows, fiil, fiiller, elephants. Cows, yes, that's right. Big difference between inject and ineject. Okay, inject that's mean cow. Ineject that's mean we can't say to the driver, pardon, şoför bey, inecek var. That's mean I won't leave this this bus. I won't stop at the next station. Something like that, but it's a huge difference between these two words. Actually, we can't say to the driver, we have cow in the bus, okay? Because that's big difference between inecek and inek. Here at this lecture, I will focus on two important things. The first one is we can say in English language, the order verb. When you are a boss or a management, something like that in your company, and you want to take some order to your employees, you will say that directly. Today, we will learn how we can use the same form, but in Turkish language. When you want to say to your employees, write this or do this, send this email, okay? At first, we must know we will ignore two pronouns. The first one is ben and the other is biz. That's mean me and we. We will ignore all these two pronouns from the form, okay? We will deal with sen, you, or he or she, and siz, and the last pronouns is onla. Then we know Turkish language, some similarity between Turkish language and the French language, because we have a base form of verb, and after that we will take another shape from this form and dealing with it by use another grammar, by can say in Turkish language şimdiki zaman, that's mean present verb, or order verb, and many tenses like that. We will learn it at the next lectures. Here, when we're dealing with saying, we will say that directly. That's like here we have dönmek. I used here the red pencil, the red color, to make this be clear. When I talk with you and we I'm talk with, let me say, my friend. We don't need to talk by use the academic language. I'm not talk with my professor. I'm not talk with my boss. I will say directly dun. That's mean come back, or söyle, talk, gel, come, git, go, oku, read, yaz, write. That will be directly. And the situation will be different when we talk with a huge group, or when I'm talk with my boss, with something like my professor, something like that. The situation is different, because when I will say with my, when I will talk with my professor, I will use siz, but I know my professor is one person, but the rule in Turkish language like that. Here, when I use all pronouns, he or she, and like we know, we don't have any difference between he or she in the Turkish language. When I say sen or o, the situation is the same. Okay, here the rule will be different. Like I said before, will be like that. Directly will be like that. But let me focus on the delta. I say that at the previous lectures. It's important. This bracket is important. Here we have 4 important letters. We will dealing with all of them by which letters we dealing with. Okay. Here O, for example, I have okumak. I won't say to he or she, but not front of me. Let's do that. Let's read, let's write, let's send, let's come. We will use this form, will be okusun. Okay, okusun. This delta always will change depending on which letters we're dealing with. For example, here will be okusun, like this notes. Okay. Here all will be dunsun, söylesin, söylesin, okusun, yazsın. Now, like I said before, we will ignore biz, and that's mean we in English. Now let's focus on siz, how we can say something directly to my professor, to my boss, but by using appropriate words. Okay, here, for example, I won't say yaz. Read or write or send, or many verbs like that. I will use this form, delta n. Here will be more appropriate. I can't give order verb directly to my professor. For example, I want from my professor read something in the whiteboard. I will say, hocam, lütfen tahtaya yazın. I will not say lütfen hocam tahtaya yaz. Yazın. I will use this form. Yazın. Here, when we have vowel letter at the end of the verb, like oku, will be okuyun. I will put it this y here to prevent be some active between 2 vowel letters. Okay, because that I put it this letter to protect this action between these 2 letters to be like okuyun. Okuyun. Actually, we know we don't use 2 vowel letters, all of them at the same side. knowing to can use a right pronunciation with this situation, because that we use vowel like that to can write, to can say this word right, by using right situation, like the Turkish people. Okay, okuyun will be okuyun. The important notes from this: when we have vowel letter at the end of the verb, you will use this letter to. After that, we will use our form by use delta n. Delta will be the appropriate letter, depend on which letters, which vowel letters we dealing with. Let's take another examples. Here says will be dunun, söyleyin, because here we have vowel letter at the end of this verb. Okuyun, gidin. Here the form, the base form of this verb is gitmek. Here will this T will change to be D when I have vowel letter after it, to be gidin. And the last one is yazın. Here, the last pronouns is onlar. When I want to give order to them, how we can say it in Turkish language, onlar with the base form of the verb, how will be the base of the verb, get and s delta n, and at the last we will put lar or ler to be like that. Get similar, make them go. Okay, let's take examples to it. Sorry, yazmak will be, or let's start from dunsunler, not dunsunlar, ler, because here we have light vowel letter. Söylesinler, okusunlar, gitsinler, yazsınlar. Make them go, make them read, make them write. Now, let's take the present tense, and after that we will go directly to a part from chapter 2, şimdiki zaman, Turkish language, that's mean present tense. We have 5 pronouns in the Turkish language, like we know: ben, sen, o, biz, siz, onlar. Here, let's focus on the ben, me. How I can use the verb with this pronouns. At first, like we know, we have always the base form of the verb, like bağlamak or göstermek. Like we know, mak and mek, with the heavy letters, vowel letters, and with light vowel letters, we will put mek. Okay. Here we have form. We will take the base form without mak or mek and put your, delta, your. This your will be constant at all the situations at şimdiki zaman, at present tense. But here the only change element will be here, this delta, depend on which vowel letter we're dealing with, because that I selected a to be bağlıyorum. Here, these 2 letters, this show with which pronouns we dealing with. Okay, delta m, that's mean I'm talking about myself. Bağlıyorum, gösteriyorum, bakıyorum, I'm seeing, I'm introduce, bağlıyorum, gösteriyorum, bakıyorum, yanaşıyorum. Let me take a look. Yes. After that, let's go to sen, you. I will use the same form. Like I said before, your will be constant at all the situations. Here, just the only one change element will be the delta. Here, I selected A, E. At all the situation, this delta maybe will change depending on which vowel letter we're dealing with, because that the important part here, I will put S delta, and that's sign say we dealing this verb with you pronouns, because that bağlıyorsun, gösteriyorsun, bakıyorsun, you're seeing, yanaşıyorsun. Here, the only change thing at the last of the verb, like we see here, that's saying we dealing with same pronouns. Or it's the easier one, because that just we will put the add of the present tense without any add to say we're dealing with all pronouns, because that here the verb will be from two parts: the base form of the verb without mak and meg, and just put delta and yor, to be bağlıyor, gösteriyor, bakıyor, yanaşıyor. Now let's talk about we base. The same situation, we will not change anything, just except the two last letters showing to us we dealing with we pronouns. Just we will put at the last of this verb delta z. Z will be constant at all the situation. But after this word, the second word, the second vowel word will change depending on the other vowel word, or which vowel word we're dealing with. To be bağlıyoruz, gösteriyoruz, bakıyoruz, gidiyoruz. I take all of these grammars at first to take an idea about all of them, and after that, when we'll go deeply to the Yunus Emre book, we will be better, we will understand better, and by practice, the situation will be easier to us. Siz yazıyorsunuz. That's mean just I changed the last few words, dealing or show we dealing with siz, to be yazıyorsunuz. That's mean the base form and delta yor will be constant. Just I will change the last letters to can understand we dealing with which pronouns. To be yazıyorsunuz, dinliyorsunuz. Here I have in Turkish e, English e at the last. That's mean vowel letter. And I won't put the delta yor, because that I deleted the last letter in this verb, and put it another appropriate vowel letter to make the appropriate tone to this verb, to be dinliyorsunuz. I am repeated. I deleted this last vowel letter and put another appropriate letter to be dinliyorsunuz. Here the same situation. Oynamak, that's mean playing. Oynamak at Turkish, this the last one is a, in English a. I deleted a letter and put it instead of its another appropriate vowel letter, to be oynuyorsunuz. oynuyorsunuz. Here, tanıtıyorsunuz. Tanıtıyorsunuz. The last one is onlar. The same form, except we will put at the last of this verb after deltayor, we will put lar or ler, depending on which vowel letter we dealing with. To be yazıyorlar, dinliyorlar, oynuyorlar, tanıtıyorlar. Here we deleted the last two letters at the last and completed the form by using the rules. Yazıyorlar, dinliyorlar, oynuyorlar, tanıtıyorlar. Now we will talk at the next lecture about how we can use notes at the order verb, the present tense, and how we can ask, how we can put the question mark at all of these different kinds of tense. Let's go directly to the chapter 2 from chapter A. A bölümü in Turkish language. Ailemiz, my or our family. Because here M-I-Z. Aile, family. Ailemiz, my family. Or sorry, our family. Here the situation is different. At English language, we put the appropriate pronouns at first, but at Turkish language, we put it at the last, because that ailemiz, family, and our. In English, we say our family. In Turkish, we, by using the literature translation, family, our. We must put this important in our minds to can dealing rightly with this language. Ailemiz, our family. We will talk about the family and our house, the dress, we will take some personal information. We will take new words like colors, house, the family members. Now let's start from A section. A bölümü, unity, hazırlık, kaç kardeşim var, how much brothers you have, eviniz nerede, where is your house, eviniz neler var, what is inside your house, ailem ve ben, my family and me. Dinleyelim, let's tamamlayalım, let's complete. Merhaba, adım Meryem, she is Meryem. 10 yaşındayım. 10 years old, I'm 10 years old. 5. sınıf, the 5th class, I'm student at the 5th class. İstanbul'da yaşıyorum, I'm living at Istanbul. In Istanbul, İstanbul'da, Istanbul, in Istanbul will be, yaşıyorum, I'm living in Istanbul. Here, the base form of this is yaşamak. Here, I deleted the mak or mek to take the base form of this verb and put it the deltayor, and after that, I put it the appropriate words to show which pronouns I'm dealing with. Here, I'm dealing with me. The pronouns, the right pronouns is me, because that I put it delta M to be yaşıyorum. Babamın adı, my father's name is Kemal. Annemin adı Emine. My mother's name is Emine. Üç, three kardeşim var. I have 3 brothers. Ağabeyim, or we can say abi. Ağabeyim Murat. My older brother is Murat. 23 years old. 23 yaşında. O mimar. Ablam Yaren. His name is Yaren. 17 yaşında. 17 years old. O lisede öğrenci. At high school, she is a student. Ağabeyim Sedat, 15 yaşında, 15 years old. O da lisede öğrenci. He is too a student at the high school. Ben kimim? Something like how I can introduce myself. Who am I? Here, how we can introduce all of the family's members. Kemal, Emine, Murat, Yaren, Sadat. Now okuyalım. Let's read. Tamamlayalım. Let's complete. Aileme çok seviyorum. Love my family too much. Here, merhaba, adım Kemal. My name is Kemal. Annemin adı, my mother's name is Osman. Babamın adı, my father's name is Mustafa. Babam Terzi. That's mean dealing with the clothes, how he can design our clothes, how we can fix some problem about the size belong to our clothes. Okay. Annem evim hanime. My mother is house wife. Bir kız kardeşim var. I have one sister. Onun adı Filiz. O 45 yaşında. She is 45 years old. Kardeşim avukat, a lawyer. He is a lawyer. He has another brother. Evli. He is married. Kardeşimin kocası. My brother's wife is Erfan. Onların 3 çocuğu var. To them, or we can say they have 3 kids. Zeynep, they are Zeynep, Umar ve Esra. Ailemi çok seviyorum. I'm loving my family too much. Here Mustafa, Kemal, Osman'ın oğlu, Osman's son, Mustafa'nın karısı, Mustafa's wife, Kemal'in yeğeni. This nephew belongs to Kemal. Kemal's nephew. Zeynep ve Esra, Filiz ve Erfan. Erfan'ın çocukları. They are Zeynep and Esra kids. Erfan, Mustafa'nın damadı. Damat, something like a groom, but not actually it's a groom. Something like when your sister will marry, this guy will be damat to you. You will say damat to him. Okay? Dolduralım. Let's fill off these blanks. Mustafa, Osman, and their kids are Emine and Kema, or not correctly like that. Kemal is their son, okay? And Halam, she is his brother. Here, she is his wife, Emine. They has 4 big family, has 4 members, all of them. And Halam, she is Eniştem, Mrs. of Eniştem. Eniştem, yes, that's right. And she has 3 kids from him. Not actually kids, but Now, how we can ask someone to introduce about himself. Siz kimsiniz? Merhaba. Let's say benim adım Nur. Ben 23 years old yaşındayım. Babamın adı, my father's name is Ali. O 64, 65 at 65 years old yaşında. Annem adı Marwa. Benim 3 kardeşim var. I have 3 brothers. Onların adı Ahmet, Mehmet ve Emine. Here, dedeniz var mı? He asking about his grandfather. Kaç yeğeniz var? How much nephews we have? İnceleyelim. Karşılıklı konuşalım. Let's do some mixed conversation between us. Kaç kardeşim var? Here, Yaren, Derya, senin kaç kardeşin var? How much brothers you have? Benim 2 kardeşim var. I have 2 brothers. Biri, the first one, kız, that's mean girl, we can say girl. The biri, erkek, boy or man. Erkek, it's more clearly if we say boy. İsimleri Canan ve Kenan. Senin kaç kardeşin var? Now, Derya asking Yaren by using the same question. How much brothers you have? Benim de 2 kardeşim var. I have 2 brothers. Adlar Zeynep ve Ömer. Zeynep 22 yaşında. 22 years old. Ömer 20 yaşında. 20 years old. Senin kardeşlerine kaç yaşında? Now Yaren ask Derya. Canan 3 yaşında ve Kenan 9 yaşında. Canan 3 years old, Kenan 9 years old. Now bakalım, let's take a look, eşleştirelim. Bu kim, ne soruyor? Here, lütfen tahtaya bakın. Here, this order verb, when we talk by using academic deal, formal speech. Lütfen tahtaya bakın. That's mean I'm talking with my professor, or maybe I'm talking with a few persons. Lütfen biletinizi gösterin. Show your tickets. Lütfen tahtaya bakın. Please take a look to the whiteboard. Kemerlerinize bağlayın lütfen. We will hear these few words too much at the bus, at the airport, at the airplane. Please, kemerlerinize, that's mean your plates, your berries. Be careful, maybe we will face some accidents, because that we must connect in Turkish language we say emniyet kemeri. In English we can say the berry, the berry. You must connect or close, yes. You must please close your berries. Lütfen sağa yanaşın. Something like approach to the left, please. Because here, to the right. Sağ, right, sol, left. Sağ, right, sol, left. Please approach to left. To right. Okay. Sağ, right, sol, left. Onayalım. Robotu unit. Here, this is important. Let's take a look to this image and let's know what this image illustrates to us. İleriye git, to the up. Sağa dön. Change or look or go to the right. Here, sola, to left. Geriye dön, turn back. Ailemize tanıtalım. Let's introduce, let's know our family, or it's more appropriate, let's introduce our families. Benim küçük bir ailem var. I have small family. That's mean I have small family. That's mean inside my family, just simple number of members. For example, I have just 2 brothers, 2 sisters. The total with my family, with my father and mother, will be at maximum 5 or 4. Kelime dünyası, some different situation with Middle East cultures, because at the Middle East, maybe we have 4 or 5 brothers, sisters. That means we have big families. The situation in Turkish culture, maybe it's different, except some cities near from our countries, from like Gaziantep, near from Iraq, Hatay, near from Syria. The situation at cities like that is different. Maybe the Turk citizens have 4 or 5 brothers, sisters like us. Now let's translate this in new words. Anne, that means grandmother. Baba anne, a grandmother, but from mother side. Dede, the grandfather. Anne, mom. Baba, father. Kız kardeş, that means sister. Hala, aunt, amca, uncle. Now let's take a look to the exercise book. In Turkish language, we say çalışma kitabı. Here, let's prepare these few words again. Here, that's bahçe, that's mean garden, kütüphane, library, havuz, pool. Here, it's kebab. Kebab is a famous meal in the Middle East. This from meat. Televizyon. Tamamlayalım. Let's complete. Anne, kardeş, çocuk, hala, aunt, kid, brother, mother. Evde, here we will come back to fıstıkçı şıp rule, fıstıkçı şıp form. When we want put in or add in Turkish language, we will say, we will use da or de, and if the last letter at the word belong to group fıstıkçı şıp, because that we will put te or ta, to be in the house, like here, evde ne var, what is the in the house, masada ne var, at the table, what we have, what is on the table. Kitapta, not kitapta, because P belong to fıstıkçı şıp group, because that we will say kitapta ne yazıyor, resimde ne var at the photo. Who inside the photo, odada ne yok, what is yok. Actually, we don't have directly word to can translate this word at our language, at my mother language, or in English language, because we can say don't have to can translate this word rightly. Odada ne yok? Inside the room. What we don't have, what we missing. Yok, that's mean we don't have something here, we missing something here. It's the opposite meaning to have. Okay? Sınıfta kim yok? What inside, who is inside the class? Sepette neler var? Inside the basket. What is are inside the basket? Okay? Here, mavi goose. Mavi goose. Yes, Ela goose. Siyah saç, kahverengi saç. Yeşil goose, sarı saç. And tamamlayalım. Merhaba, adınız ne? Or we can say adın ne? That's belong on the situation of this conversation between us. Benim adım Hakan, and let's complete this few blanks. Çantada, inside the bag. Çok para var. We too much money inside this bag. Kitapta ta, hiç resim yok. Sepette çamaşırlar var. Çamaşırlar, that means the clothes are not clean. Okay? Because that we say çamaşırlar or çamaşır makinesi. Okay? Tencerede sarma var. Sokakta çocuklar var. Top oynuyor. They playing the football. And here evde bütün ışıklar yanıyor. All the bulbs are working. Arabada bebek var. Cezveye taze kahve var. Mutfakta yemek pişiriyor. Cooking the food inside the kitchen. Gümlekte leke var. Okay? Nereye gidiyorlar? Barış okula gidiyor. He is going to the school. Parkoya gidiyor. She is going to the park. Kerem sinemaya gidiyor. He is going to the cinema. She is kliniğe gidiyor. Kliniğe, to the clinic. She is going to the clinic. Diş doktoraya gidiyor. Or we can say, use this few words. All of these have the same meaning. Now işleştirelim. Ne yapıyorlar? Kitap okuyorlar. Here dans ediyorlar. Ne yapıyorum? Ders çalışıyorum. Ne yapıyor? Resim yapıyor. She is painting. Ne yapıyorsunuz? Top oynuyoruz. Now anne, adın ne? Benim adım Nur. Soyadım, my last name is Ali Nurani, for example. Nereden geliyorsunuz? Almanya'dan geliyorum. Kaç yaşında? How years? She asking about his age. Okay, kaç yaşında? 23. 23, that means 23. I'm 23 years old. Kaç kardeşim var? How much brothers you have? 2 var. Bir kızı adı Marwa, biri erkek adı Ali. I have one sister. She is Marwa, and one boy. his name is Ali. Now tamamlayalım. Merhaba, benim adım Elif. Ben İstanbul'da yaşıyorum. Memleketimi çok seviyorum. Here I put it another vowel letter. That's mean the. The situation is different. In English, we put the at the first, but at Turkish, we will put the at the last of this word. Çok seviyorum. İstanbul'da Ayasofya var. Merhaba, benim adım Ali. Ben Ankara'da yaşıyorum. Memleketimi çok seviyorum. Ankara'da at akule var. Atakule var. It's famous thing at Ankara'da. Now, Turkish language. A bölümü bitti. I finished section A. At the next lecture, we will talk and solve all the proper important questions at B section. Have a good day. Thank you so much for your patience. Let me stop this video.